Hey guys, Tarke here, and we are back with yet another IRL MTX series. This one is all around winter and fall, and as such, I am dressed up as if it was winter/fall, even though I am inside and I have a massive collection of examples of what I'd recommend. Now, the reason I'm making this video now is it's currently Black Friday and there's lots of sales on, and I've had a lot of people ask me, hey Tarke, I saw your last two videos and I really enjoyed it. Could you make some more? I want to buy some clothes in the sales. So this is like my budget, like winter collection that I'd recommend people for the sales. Now, before we get into it, there are like a few golden rules. These rules are all things I've constantly broken, and that's why I have these rules, because they'll save you a lot of money and a lot of time. Rule number one, if you're on a budget, only have 3 colors. You're only allowed 3 base colors. You can go tonal, but you're only allowed 3 base. So my 3 base, the colors I wear the most of, are black, green, and yellow. So I only let myself go tonal with black. So for example, I could go black into grey, that's fine. I could go like orange into like mustards, into some lighter yellows. And with greens, I could go really dark green into lighter greens. But one thing that I'm really bad at is going, ooh, I like that, I'll buy that. And I buy it, I'm like, oh, cool, I've got this really sick red coat. I don't wear any reds. Well, I can wear that red with that shade of yellow, and it looks okay with that shade of... Basically, if you stick to like set blocks, like set color palettes, then it's generally a lot easier, because then everything kind of flows neatly with everything. Or you end up what I do, where you have way too many clothes. Because I've got so many clothes now, it all sort of works. But if you're on a constrained budget, constrained like one look, it's a lot easier to go for 3 staples and make it all coherent. If you're like, but Tarke, how do I know like what tonal, what's this, what's that? I find a really easy thing to do is to actually look at like paints and mixing. So you can kind of like look at paints charts and whatever, and be like, huh, what kind of like looks nice next to each other? Even though these don't want to load for me now, and you can kind of go through it this way. So you're like, you know what? I actually really like purple, but instead of having everything being this one shade of purple, I'm gonna go through, and actually these purples kind of work with these kind of maroony oranges, and then you kind of mix it through that way. If you look at stuff like paints and like wallpapers and stuff like that, generally you get like raw color theory. When you get into clothing stuff, it can get really complicated. So if you're really like stuck fundamental, look at something like color palettes. But anyway, so first golden rule, 3 colors. Black is always one of those colors, because black goes with everything, and black works all year round. Okay. Rule number 2, layers. When you layer things on top of each other, things generally look more like presented, and it's warmer. It's in fact so warm, I have to take this off because I'm sweating. But yeah, layer your clothes. Go tonal. Do like, ooh, black, grey, grey, for example. Mess around with it, have fun. Let me take that off. That's something you'll see later, by the way. So, layers. Layers keep you warm, layers make everything coherent, and by layering things, you can have this one colour and this one thing that you like wearing a lot, but you rotate it with other things, and therefore it isn't like you're always only living in that one hoodie or that one jacket you really like, because you mix everything together. And that goes back into rule number 1. If you've got 3 base colours which work very well together, and you've got this like one green pair of shoes you love, this one green jacket you love, you can always wear and always rotate around, and it always looks okay. Finally, coherent. Build one unified look. What I mean by that is, if you build it so all your silhouettes work together, it always works. So for example, I used to only ever wear black. I was like, I'll only ever wear black. Black shoes, black jeans, and then I'd wear like black jackets, black coats, and then I'd maybe wear like a random coloured shirt. Because my like wardrobe was so basic for such a long period of time, everything would always work, because it was just the same thing over and over and over again. I'd literally just change my shirts around. If you want to be really basic, do that. But to be honest, you know, be a little bit more interesting with it, be a little bit experimental, be a bit more coherent all in all, because otherwise you end up wearing literally the same thing over and over again. But if you're super budget, buy a pair of black shoes, black trainers, black coat you like, and then mix the top. But I mean, come on. So, if you have a coherent look with everything works, you can easily mix and match. For example, if you always wear one cut of shoes, then you can always go for the same cut of trousers, because some very high cut trousers wouldn't work with very low cut shoes, or high cut shoes and the wrong cut trousers for it, etc, etc. So buy things which match things you already own. That way everything always works. So, starting from the bottom, we're going to start from the shoes and then work our way all the way up to the head. One sensible weatherproof shoe. We're getting into fall winter. It's going to start raining a lot. It's going to get slushy. It's going to get snowy. You want one shoe which you can wear with anything, so most likely black, that is sensible and won't die and you're not afraid to wear it. So for me, I have just a pair of black boots. Normal black boots, sensible, look after them, and they say, oh, these actually look like fairly newish, and these have had quite a lot of wear in them actually. But yeah, one black pair of boots will go with everything. You can wear them all the time, no worries, no problems. That's your sensible shoe. Then, if you don't want to like wear boots, but you still want a sensible shoe, you could maybe go for like a high quality, like a high top sneaker, maybe like a high top Air Force One. You can also get Converse, which are like rubberized, they're waterproof, like high top waterproof Converse. That could work. Basically, you want something which will keep you, your feet dry. Dry number one, if you can keep them warm, that's a definite bonus there. Then you want like your comfy everyday sneakers, chuckers, wallabies, whatever. A light pair and a dark pair. So using my rule of only 3 colours, I'm going to say my 3 colours are black, blacks, greens, yellows, and I include like browns and yellows. So my comfy ones I've selected for you are my everyday, I wear these all the bloody time. These are a mesh pair of Dr. Martens, and I changed the laces to be yellow laces which match the yellow trim because I'm really lame like that and I really like yellow. I wear these all the time. These are like my everyday beater shoe. Then for like a lighter pair, because you've just seen 2 black pairs, I'd recommend either. This is like for the greens, and this is like a mix of like greens and greys. I don't really like wearing straight white. I've got a little bit of black on the top, and I've also got a little bit of orange in the back. So you see how these would match anything I wore which was either black, green, or even yellowy, because all the tones work really well with that. I also have these, which is something that I really, really like, but I just haven't broken them in, and because they're fresh Converse, I find fresh Converse really uncomfortable. These are just like a pair of like high top chuckers, and these would be an example of like a sensible waterproof shoe if you don't like wearing boots. If you got these in like a waterproof material like a Gore-Tex or a black rubber, but yeah, I need to like wear these in. But yeah, you can kind of get the idea of the kind of like colors that I'm playing with and like what I like aesthetically. So you've worked out your shoes. Your shoes are good. What comes next? Trousers? No, socks. Socks are the most important part of the outfit in my opinion. I'm really lame. I really like socks, and I think you should get quality socks. General rule of thumb, if it's cold, get thick woolen socks. If you have very sweaty feet, however, maybe look into synthetic socks. If you have very sweaty feet, Google which are the most breathable pairs of socks. I get nearly all of my socks from Uniqlo, so maybe check them out there. I like them because they do really thick, very vibrant socks in lots of different colours, and they often have deals where you can buy like 4 pairs of socks for like £9 or something, and you can be like, ooh, nice tones. And again, you can kind of see how you can like play with things. So I don't wear that much red, but when I wear something with a little bit of red, I can just wear like a completely black outfit but with red socks, and I'm not going all Dracula mood. Same with like the purples, and then I don't really wear white, but I wear like beiges and stones, so this works for me, right? Yeah, okay. Other examples would be something a little bit more speckled, mottly, or even polka dotty, because I don't really like wearing, you know, straight socks. I like something with like, I really like textures. I like things which have a bit of a vibe to them. Right, so go for like some base blacks, some base light socks, and then go crazy on block colors as I did there. And if you stick to that kind of rule, then you're not always wearing the same black socks every day. You're not wearing the same worn out white socks every day. Another thing about white socks is white socks get tatty really, really quickly. Right, now getting into the trousers. And I realized I actually failed to get my trousers, so I'm going to grab them very quickly now. Thankfully, my stuff is right next to my microphone. Now, one thing I'm going to say when it comes to trousers is people are really, really bad at only ever wearing one type of trouser. And I was one of those people for a really long time, until quite recently. So I would only ever wear black skinny jeans. And most people who wear black skinny jeans can't pull off black skinny jeans. I'm a tall skinny dude, so I like to think I can. But the general thing with only wearing black skinny jeans is if you've got really skinny legs, they make your legs look even skinnier. So then you get twig legs. And if you've got really chunky legs, if you wear your jeans which are too tight, it looks weird. So have them be not too tight. If they're too tight, it looks weird. You have 3 trousers. A dark pair of trousers, a light pair of trousers, and then a nice pair of trousers. So for your dark pair of trousers, I would say we'd go with blacks or greys, have that be tapered or skinny fit. I'm not going to show you what those look like because they're over there and you know what black trousers look like. But for a light pair of trousers, these could be blues, denims, beiges, stones. Go for like a straight cut. So I have these, and these are like a beige corduroy pair of straight cut trousers, and I just cuff the bottoms. I really like corduroy at the moment, and these actually go, huh, I don't really like wearing blue that much, but you can wear that, and it's a lighter option, and you're not always wearing black. Because you have the option of skinny fit stuff and straight cut stuff, it means you can wear different shoes for different things, and it all kind of works. Then have like a nice pair. For the nice pair, I saw say have something textured, so you can see like corduroys I just showed you, or maybe like a nice thick wool. You can even go for like patterns or checks. My like really nice pair, which I really like at the moment, are actually also corduroy, and you go, Tarke, those are just black trousers. You probably can't see it too clearly, but they're actually kind of like more of a cappuccino-y colour. They've got a bit of brown, and you can kind of see it a little bit in the light there. And I really like how they're kind of like an in-betweeny, like sort of browny, sort of greeny, sort of mossy colour. And because of that, they're like, ooh, that's a nice colour, and they're in a nice material. And again, I just cuff the bottom, and they're more of a straight cup fit, so not super skinny. And basically, I like texture. One thing with me, I really like textured clothing. So yeah, have a dark pair, a light pair, then a nice pair. Right, now getting into belts. The main thing with belts is match your leathers. If you only ever wear black leathers, then you only need one belt, a black belt. If you wear a mix of black and brown leathers, then you need two belts, a black belt and a brown belt. If you wear black leather shoes, you wear a black belt. Don't mix and match leathers, it always looks weird. If you're someone who never like tucks in your shirts, you can go with just having one belt. I never tuck in my shirts. I think it looks weird on me personally. So I just have one simple black belt, and I have a brown belt somewhere else, but I basically only wear this one now, with a very simple silver buckle. Really straightforward. It was like a tenner or something from H&M. Get a really basic belt, don't go crazy on the buckle, and you'll be A-OK. Right, so again, match the buckle, match the leathers, simple buckle. T-shirts. Basic layering. It's getting cold, you're not going to be wearing t-shirts that much. If you are, they're going to be under other things. I nearly always wear long sleeve stuff. I like rolling my sleeves. I don't like being stuck with only short sleeves. I don't know why. Maybe it's a weird psychological thing. I like being able to roll my sleeves. So I obviously wear long sleeve t-shirts. I get nearly all of my t-shirts from Uniqlo, because Uniqlo's got like a really nice thick cotton that I really like. So that's just what I'd recommend to you guys. For this, you want to go for mostly monochrome colors. So like by monochrome, just like solid block colors, maybe a black, maybe a white, and then like colors which match your palette. So for me again, black, green, orange. So we've got a nice thick sort of like beigey browny color. You'll notice that. It's like a little bit more bold. A nice yellowy boy. It's inside out, by the way. Then we get into like a little bit more orangey, and this looks a bit more red on camera, but it's basically a bit more orange. Because orange and yellow work well together, you can wear them together. You see how like that goes well? So you can see if you're wearing like a yellow overshirt over this orange, it would look pog, or vice versa. And then if you were to do that plus that, and then maybe have a red sock in the mix, you can be like, ooh, it all kind of flows quite neatly. And that's kind of how the tonal stuff works. So you could wear, for example, like this is your base layer, and then like a yellow overshirt over it with then black trousers, black shoes, and then maybe red socks for a little bit of pop, or a red scarf, and you'd have a nice tonal vibe going on. So that's kind of what I'm saying about having like 3 base block colors that you match between, and then a nice dark green. I mostly wear darker greens, I don't wear that much light green, and then just like a basic black. For this basic black one, I don't know if you can see it, it's got like a slight texture to it. I really like textured stuff. I very rarely wear just plain black. If I'm going to wear plain black, I like it to have like a nice material or something. So I'm going to put those to the side so I don't get too overwhelmed. So, once you've gotten your base t-shirts, and you don't need loads, just have like 5 to 10, you're A-OK. You can start mixing and matching. You can start playing with your layers, as I kind of showed you with like the yellows and the orangey kind of stuff. So, what goes over that? Button-down shirts. Now, you can just do like fully button down. That's what I used to always wear back in the day. I mostly wear stuff open now. I'd recommend really, for a really tight budget, super minimal, you only probably need 3 button-down shirts. 1 quality black shirt, just like a nice thick cotton or a linen or something that looks good and matches your fit, that you can wear either open or button fully down. Then like 1 light one, so it could be like a pastel, a green, a blue, a grey, whatever your colour is, a white shirt for work. And then like 1 thick overshirt. So I'm not just going to show you a black shirt because that'd be kind of boring. So this would be an example of a slightly more interesting black shirt. which is like a bit cray. I don't really like wearing white on me. I feel like it washes me out, but I don't mind wearing white in things. So this is like some crazy like bandana pattern thing, which I can wear over things, and it looks okay open, or if you want to look kind of snazzy, you can wear it as is and go, ooh, that's a very loud shirt. But generally, if you wear loud things, you can't wear them that often, because it's like, that's quite memorable. If I wore that every day, you'd be like, oh, he's the guy with the really loud patterned top I don't like. If you wore this once a week, you could get away with this. If this was just a black shirt, you could wear this every day, and no one would be like, why is he wearing the same shirt every day? So yeah. Then another example of just a nice dark green. If you're someone who only ever wears blacks, wear colours which are very dark, very muted, and that way you can start wearing colours, but it feels like you're still just wearing black, and you can ease your way out of only ever wearing black, which like I used to only ever do. Then when it gets into like the thick overshirt, again, I like textures. So this could be a flannel, this could be a corduroy, this could be a brushed wool. An example of brushed wool is the infamous yellow shirt I wear. Some of you love, some of you hate. This is the shirt, and when I wear them, these glass people say, Tarke, why do you look like Elton John? Basically, it's a nice, thick, brushed wool. You can kind of see the texture a little bit there. And because it's brushed wool, it's got a nice bit of fluff to it. I like it. And again, you could mix this with some of the orange stuff I showed you earlier, some of the reds, and it like, ooh, it kind of pops. Interesting. The other good thing about wearing thick overshirts, you can sort of wear them like a jacket. So when it's not like super cold, like kind of like where the weather is now, or it's like nearly getting really cold, you can wear just like a long sleeve t-shirt, maybe a thermal something, then a thick overshirt over it, and it's almost like you're wearing a light summery jacket, but you can then still use it to layer more stuff on top later. Another example would be like a corduroy. Corduroy, again, I really like corduroy at the moment. It's got like these long stripes running through the material. Don't know if you can actually see that at all. But yeah, nice, thick, forest green. Generally with overshirts, make sure they're a little bit big so they can actually fit over you. Especially if it's a really thick, heavy, thick material like this. I said thick too many times then. If it's a really heavy, really stiff material and you get a really tight one, well then you'll restrict your movements. So maybe size up one. That might be a slight idea. So, you've got your shirts covered, you've got your fancy materials covered. Then what you do, jumpers, crew necks, sweatshirts, whatever you call them, really basic. You basically only really need two. You want a black one, then you want a coloured one. The reason why you want a black one is because you could just wear it as it is, you could wear it over shirts, you could wear it over whatever, and just have a nice black jumper, crew neck, sweatshirt, whatever, which suits you. Personally, I like relaxed, straight fit all the way down. I'm not crazy fond on stuff which has got like really thick tapering at the bottom. I don't like stuff which like hugs me like this. So I like stuff which kind of just like hangs. An example of a black crew neck which is slightly more interesting is this one, because it's got a little bit of white tapering on the neck and on the sleeve. So it's just slightly more interesting. But yeah, I don't really like branded stuff. I like super minimal stuff. But if this was completely black, you could wear this multiple times without being recognised. If you wore this a lot, people would never recognise, oh, it's the one with the thingy on it. But yeah, try and be a bit interesting with it when you can. And then another example would be this, where it's like, okay, you don't want to wear black, so instead you've worn a nice grey thing, but it's got a little bit of colour on the cuff. And this is in a red, and red's in the same kind of family as the yellows and the oranges. So you can start matching stuff like this with the other yellow stuff, and it all kind of flows. And the greys of this will match all of the blacks and the browns. So yeah, think a little bit. So, now you've gone through all of that, what's next? Hoodies, the thing that I'm currently wearing. Gang. Now, with hoodies, you can be super basic. You can have a million, you can have two. I only recently started wearing hoodies a lot, because I used to think of them like, oh, hoodies, they're really chavvy or whatever. Because, you know, I'm from England, and that was the stupid stereotype that people had when you were young. Is if someone was in a hood, they're going to kill you. Well, no, that's bullshit. Nothing wrong with wearing hoodies. The amount of people who said, Tarke, can I wear hoodies? You can wear a hoodie, you'll be fine. So I'd recommend a black one, a grey one, and then a coloured one. I don't really like white hoodies, just because I personally don't. So grey will go with nearly everything, black will go with everything, and then one colour one to match whatever your palette is. So again, mine would be black, green, and yellow. So I'm currently wearing a grey one, but it's got a little sheep on it, so it's slightly more interesting, and the sheep has got black on it. So if you wear it with black over it, as I was at the start of this, it makes it all flow a little bit more, makes it a little bit more interesting than just a plain hoodie. If you are going to go for just a plain hoodie, this is an example of a grey, but it's got a slightly miscoloured pocket and sleeve like halfway down, so it's slightly more interesting. I like to roll sleeves on things. As I've said, I don't like wearing things long, but it just makes it slightly more interesting. And it's got also a slightly mismatched hood. And yeah, very loose, very baggy fit. You can wear it, layer it with things, and this is basically the thing. If you wear like really comfy, like really loose, really slouchy clothing, but it looks like deliberate, like, oh, he's mixed all these textures together, or that's like a nice slouchy hoodie, then it looks like it was intentional. If you wear like a really ill-fitting, cheap-looking hoodie, then it's like, oh, that guy's just being a slop. So it's about like making your stuff look intentional. And again, someone can look like an idiot, but if they look intentionally like an idiot, then it's like, oh, that guy kind of planned to do that, so it's kind of okay. So for example, I have shit hair, but I intended to have shit hair, so it's okay. Another example would be this yellow boy. This one is again, they're like reverse brushed wool. I can see that a little bit on the camera there. So it's got a little bit of a texture to it, so it's just slightly interesting. It also, on the back, I don't know if you can see that, it has like this stripe going down, which is slightly different. So again, just slightly interesting. Be slightly interesting with your picks. And then for a black hoodie, I don't actually have a plain black hoodie because that'd be too sensible. I have this, which has got a bit of yellow in it because I wear a lot of yellow. And if you look, has a little bit of yellows and reds, which means you can then match it with stuff like that. So you could wear an all red thing with this and that, and then something that's all like, or you can do that plus that, and then, ooh, you kind of see what's going on. So it sort of all flows when you plan it out. So you've worked out that. You're nearly at the end, nearly finished. Tarke's nearly done showing you random objects of clothing. Getting into the jackets. So it's cold. An overshirt isn't enough. You also like to layer on top of it. So I would say you want thick, lined, warm motherfucking jackets. A black one and a light one. If you can't afford two, just have a black one, or have a light jacket and then a dark overcoat, which we'll get into later. So some examples would be like bombers, shearlings, or denim jackets, whatever you enjoy, whatever's comfy. Some examples here is corduroy. Yeah, I know, I own a lot of corduroy. This is a dark green corduroy jacket with a black collar, and it's got a little bit of black on the pockets. And because it's a nice shade of green, it matches all of my stuff. Because it's got the black in it, you can match it with things. You can match it with the shoes I showed you at the start. If I can get it picked up off the floor. See, you got the greens and it's tonal, it's got the black, and you've got the orange in the back, so you can mix it all together and it all kind of works. Or you can just wear it with the black and then it all kind of works, because yellow and green go well together, or you can just wear it with the black boots and it all kind of works. But yeah. If you wanted a similar-ish coat, but you're not into corduroy, you like more of a denim, you go for just a straightforward denim jacket with a lining, so it's nice and cozy, nice and warm. And yeah, I mean, you know what denim jackets look like. So that's like a bomber, then a denim, but you're like, okay, but Tarke, dude, I'm in like Canada. It is cold. I need something really toasty. Then maybe go for like a nice down jacket. So this is, I believe it's called like a coach jacket. This is from Uniqlo. This is a nice orangey brown, down, thick lined. This is warm as fuck. This is actually so warm I can't even wear it at the moment because it's not cold enough. And that will keep you nice and bloody toasty. Again, I'm not saying you need to buy like loads of things. I'm just saying like buy one, and then here are some examples. Because people said, can you please show us more of your clothes? And then finally, you've gotten all the way to the end. What is the final thing you need? One long, plain, black overcoat. Really simple. You can wear this over a hoodie, you can wear this over a shirt, and it looks really... Wear it with a shirt, going to business. Wear it over a hoodie, and it's kind of like, ooh, smart casual. You know, it's like, ooh, smart coat, but then like casual thing. You mix it all together. You can wear it with a boot, and the boot looks banging. You can wear it with something a little bit more casual. Kind of all works. And by making this be black, it will go with everything. Again, like the sensible shoe, you need something which will go with absolutely everything. If this was like bright yellow, this would be very loud. And as much as I like yellow, it wouldn't work with everything. So that's not really a great kind of pick. Oh, and again, the black denim jacket was corduroy because I'm weird about corduroy apparently. So now you've gotten through the end of that, and you're like, okay, so you've made a massive list of all the things that I need to get. Like, I'm sure there's something else you're going to talk about, because there's always something else you're going to mention. There's actually a few more things I'm going to mention. So, you've got everything covered. There are two things which aren't covered. Your neck and your noggin. So, if I was to go out now, and it was cold out, and I put my hood up, I'm still going to get a cold neck. So, you want some scarves. I'll say 2 scarves. A black scarf, and then a coloured scarf which matches your colour palette. So now, you got a nice warm neck. And you can be like, oh, I got a warm head and a warm neck. That looks a bit silly. But you can wrap it around, you can do all the things, you can do the things. You can get a really big scarf. And that way, like, no wind at all is getting through here. So yeah, basically have a nice, long as fuck black scarf. And if you don't want to do the weird scarf and hood combo and strangle yourself, get yourself a nice black hat, which then matches the nice black scarf. I recently started wearing beanies, and you're like, ah, it kind of all sort of functions. I can see what's happening now. And because this has got the white little tag on it, it matches the white in the sheep, and the sheep's got the darker. So now this all seems, it's all kind of coming together. Oh, I can see it all function now. So you want a black scarf and a black hat, which matches ideally. Now, let's say some coloured scarves. I've got 2 example coloured scarves, which match what we've said before. So again, keep in mind the whole black, greens, and oranges thing. We have a stripy scarf, which has got greens, oranges, yellows, greys, and all that good stuff in there, even a little bit of reddy things. So with this, you could wear this with that, and it matches because of the greys. You can see the greys in there, and then this orange would then tie in maybe with like these socks, and then some yellow shoes, or some yellow trousers, or yellow overcoat, or whatever. You kind of see, like, you know, sticking to core colours, everything kind of functions. And then another example is this scarf, which has like a solid block, like orangey browny kind of colour on this side, but then on the other side has the stripes of the lighters, like orange and white. So if you want something a bit lighter, that matches the grey a bit more. If you want something a bit more blocky, that side's got that. And then you can wear a matching hat, boom, boom, and it all kind of fucking clicks together. So if you stick to your 3 fundamentals, you'll be AO of the K. Now, final points. This is like for the bonus IRL points. For the longest time, I never had an actual wallet. And whenever I had to pay for things, I don't have any money. But not only do I not have any money, I'd pull out this shitty little card holder. A couple of months ago, I got this. This is an actual wallet. It's leather. It's actually a Dr. Martin wallet, so it matches a bunch of my shoes and stuff. It was like 30 quid. An actual wallet makes you feel like you have money even when you don't, and people really notice shit like that. So if you've got any leftover cash, and you see anything nice in the sales, pick up a decent wallet, would highly recommend. And then, it's all really about just sort of looking after your things. Because if you've gone out of your way to buy all these things, and you're like, oh, I've bought all the things, sick. You kind of want them to last. If you look after your things, they'll last longer. So, if your shoes get caught in the rain, the snow, sludge, whatever, when you get home, wipe them off. These shoes still look pretty decent nick because, you know, I've just cleaned them a little bit. I used to never clean my shoes, and then they would get scuffy and they look trashy. Kind of clean them, and they kind of like, huh, kind of looks okay. If you look after your things, they last longer. Pretty straightforward. On the case of cleaning things, also brush your teeth. I know that's pretty straightforward, but one of my viewers said they haven't brushed their teeth in a couple of weeks, and that grossed me out a bit, so brush your teeth. If you can, try and avoid wearing the same shoes every single day. So these shoes, which I love and are super, super comfortable, I want these to last. I don't want to have to keep buying more of them. So I try not to wear these every single day. You're meant to really let shoes like breathe after wearing them, because especially if it's like winter and they get wet, or you've got really sweaty feet and you're really thick woolen socks, all the moisture gets in the shoe and the shoe smells. If you keep wearing them, they never dry out. So if you can, alternate your shoes. So be like, I'm going to wear this, and then I'll wear that, and then I'll wear this, and then I'll wear that, and then I'll wear this, and then I'll wear that, and then it's like, oh, now it's really wet, now I'm going to wear the boots. You kind of get what I'm saying? If you can't, like, avoid rotating shoes, like, you have to wear the same thing over and over again, try and, like, let them dry as best you can. You could put, like, newspaper in them, you could just try and just get the water out, basically. If you can, avoid it. Dry out your shoes, and a final thing, something which Grill does, which really annoys me, when you take off your shoes, use your hands to take them off. Don't kick them off with your heels. If you kick them off with your heels, you scuff the back of your shoe. So if you've got like a light shoe like this shoe, and it gets a couple of scuffs, which it does already have on the back and stuff, there. Stuff like that will be all over the back of a light pair of shoes if you use your heels to kick them off. So if you can, use your hands to kick them off. That way they don't get scuffed up and they'll look better for longer, unless you want them to be super scuffed, in which case scuff all of it, don't just scuff the heel. So if you scuff just the heel, it looks dumb, but if it's all scuffed, it looks intentional. Again, if you've got shit hair, have all shit hair. Don't just have a little bit shit hair, right? Because if it looks intentional, it looks okay. And then finally, hang your clothes to dry. Don't use a tumble dryer. If you use a tumble dryer, they just get knackered quicker, the colours fade, all this other stuff. So if you look after look after your shoes, look after your clothes, wear deodorant, brush your teeth, be a basic like hygiene person, and your stuff will last longer and your money will last longer. And again, sales are on at the moment. I would highly recommend shopping at Uniqlo and ASOS, which is where I get most of my stuff. I also really like Carhartt, which is where I got my trousers from. If this video has been at all helpful for you, then let me know down below. And one final thing, if you want to like cheat or pause the video, I'm going to slowly scroll through like my list of things. So if you're like, Tarke, I got confused, what do I do? Just scroll through it and just pause the video. So 3 colors only, layer up, coherent, 3 shoes, weatherproof shoe, dark shoe, light shoe, shit ton socks, get some socks, 3 trousers, have a dark, a light, and a nice pair, match your leathers with your belts, simple buckles, nothing too fancy, t-shirts, basic layering, again, thick cotton Uniqlo, that's where I get my ones from, button down shirts, quality black one, light one, thick overshirt, jumpers, one black, one colour, hoodies, black, grey colour, jackets, black light, coat, lined black overcoat, scarves, black colour, hat, match your hats to your scarves. I'm Tarke, have a good day, bye-bye.